Listening to podcasts are like having your own mentor on demand. If you go and check my YouTube history, you will see that I keep listening to a lot of podcasts from experts in different fields, and that is one of the best way to improve your knowledge. In this video, I bring to you Kirill and Menko, who is the founder and CEO of SuperDataScience, and we will talk about how he has built a top quality brand in AI education. We will talk about his journey from being a data scientist to launching his own company and scaling it. We will learn how AI has been shaping in last 10-12 years. We will discuss a lot of things in this video, guys. Stay tuned, watch till end, and don't forget to drop a comment and press the like button if you like these kind of discussions. As I said, these are the things which you can do while walking, while doing something in kitchen, while cycling. So this is the very good way of knowing what is going on in industry and learning new things. Let's start. Enjoy the podcast. I'm very happy to welcome Kirill, who is the founder and CEO of Super Data Science. And as I was talking to you in one of my last video, I have been associated with Super Data Science since many months, more than a year now. Let's go and speak about how the platform is, what Kirill has been doing, and how Kirill has done the magic on Udemy, where 1 million plus people have given 4.5 5-star kind of ratings. So, Kirill, over to you. Would you like to talk about your journey on Udemy first? How did you start it teaching? And let's go from the starting.
Hi, Aman. Thanks for having me on the show. This is very exciting. And hi everybody who's watching this, who's listening to this. Um, it's actually really an honor to be here, Aman. I probably want to start with that because I found your YouTube channel. You probably don't, I never told you this about this, but I found your YouTube channel through your Cat Boost videos. You had have some really good videos on Cat Boost and comparing Cat Boost, Light GPM, and XGBoost. And when I watched those, I thought those were the some of the best videos, if not the best videos available online at the time. So it's really cool. It's surreal to feel that now I'm on your channel saying hello to everybody. Thank you for having me. And to answer your question, yes, so I started teaching on Udemy back in 2014, 2015. My first data science related course was in 2015. It was about Tableau, and it's a tool I'm sure many of your wonderful viewers are familiar with. And after that course went well, I started teaching more about data science because that's what I was doing in my day job. I was a data scientist first at Deloitte and then at a company called Super, which is a pension fund here in Australia. And yeah, so started teaching lots of different courses. In parallel, was building out Super Data Science because, people could always and still can buy many of our courses, not all of them, but many of our courses can be bought one-off on Udemy. You can just buy one of these courses. But I also wanted a place where people could hang out, get more value, learn, practice hands-on, talk to each other, get access to all of our courses and things like that. And that's how Super Data Science became alive. And now, yeah, we're growing. We're over 1,000 members right now in Super Data Science, 1,000 members strong, and that's how it all began.
Yeah. So from the Udemy portals, obviously anybody can go and purchase Super Data Science courses, which are obviously top quality and having great ratings. Uh, what are
Thanks.
the things that came to your mind when you thought is missing on Udemy, which should be there on this community or platform?
Well, I would want to preface this saying that Udemy is wonderful. They do a fantastic job, and you indeed can get lots of courses at a very affordable price. I think the main thing that distinguishes Super Data Science from platforms like Udemy is that it's just a different kind of commitment. On Udemy, you're learning a skill by skill. You know you need Tableau, or you know you need to learn Python, or you know you need to learn logistic regression or a specific set of machine learning skills or something in AI. And so you can learn those like very targeted laser specific things. Whereas on Super Data Science, it's more of a journey. It's a platform, a suite of tools to support you overall in your career progression. It's not there. You don't come to Super Data Science to learn just one thing. You can do that, but it's much more cost effective to do that on Udemy. But if you want to grow in your career and you have like a trajectory in mind that you're at point A and you want to get to point B, and you will need all these several things. You'll need some courses to get there. You'll need a lot of hands-on practice. You'll need connecting with other people in the industry. You'll need industry expert guidance, and maybe career guidance sessions and ideas and suggestions on how to structure your resume and things like that. So like Super Data Science brings all of these tools that help you grow as a professional and get to your end goal, whether you're just getting from A to B or you want to get from A to B to C to D and continue growing. That's what Super Data Science is for.
Sure, thanks for that. Sounds very interesting, and we will see a small demo of the portal as well. But before that, I would like to understand from your experience, like you have been into data science and then content from last more than 10 plus years. How do you see the learner's approach should change basically based on what is the market demand? That is number one. And how has the job market changed and why we need to do a continuous learning? What is your thought on that?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I'm just writing down your questions. Learners versus market demand and job market changing.
Yeah,
Okay, so first question was about how should learners change their approach depending on market demand. Well, I think something that people are, your listeners and viewers, if they're watching this, they're definitely, or if you are watching this, you're definitely already thinking about your career and you're proactive and you're watching channels like this one. That means you're aware that the space we're in is changing at a very fast pace. It's probably one of the fastest changing spaces in the world. If you take all professions in the world, like our professions, like data scientist, machine learning engineer, AI engineer, the things you need to know right now in 2025 and probably going forward 2026 onwards, they are and will be changing the fastest. So it's very hard to keep up. Some of our members in Super Data Science, I was speaking with someone um, in August last year, and they had a goal to become an AI engineer by January 2025. And by the time January 2025 had arrived, they were feeling so like lost because all the things they started learning in August by January had already changed and you had to learn different things. Like if you remember, like in August last year, things that were popular were like prompt engineering and LangChain and eventually LangGraph and so on. But then in January, things started changing to agentic AI and other frameworks there. So to answer your question, I wouldn't say market demand, but the set of skills, the hottest and like the most um, cutting edge set of skills is constantly changing. As a learner, you need to be aware of that, but also there's a balance. You cannot just chase the most hottest thing all the time because you're going to end up exhausted, overwhelmed, and lost. You have to also have the wisdom to understand what is here, what is fundamental, what is going to be incorporated into the suite of tools of your chosen profession going forward, and what is just a transient topic that yes, it's good to know about, but you don't really need to, you're not going to build your career around it. And employers are not going to, they might be asking for it right now, but they're not going to be asking for it in 6 months. And so it's important to have these conversations with people in the industry doing the work to understand what it is that you actually need to learn so that you're not feeling overwhelmed. That's the answer to your first question. Second one was about the job market changing. Indeed, it's changing all the time, and there's lots of skills that need to learn. But also, like, see, if we're talking about specifically jobs, it's funny, it's even paradoxical, but the changes in skills and changes in tools they are different to the changes in the job market. And I'll explain what I mean by this. There's like industry, there's what's the hottest and latest things in the industry, what are the tools, skills people know and everybody's talking about. But then there's the job market, and that is what are companies actually putting on their job descriptions? What are they expecting candidates to have on their resumes and actual skill sets? And paradoxically, most people in our space don't actually know this, but paradoxically, companies are in the same position that you are in as a learner, as a professional. Companies don't know what they want. They're just in the same like chaos with all these new tools coming out all the time. They are trying to chase all these hottest topics. They're putting them on job descriptions. I saw a job description. Somebody posted a job description like a few days ago where um, the requirement for a specific, there was a requirement for a specific skill like LangChain or something like that, like 5 years of LangChain. Well, I don't remember exact tool. You know that one, right? But the
Yeah, yeah,
tool hasn't even existed for 5 years.
yeah.
How can you require somebody to have 5 years of experience in a tool that only came out like
Company itself was not there. The
yeah,
Langchain
exactly.
company.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's ridiculous. It's paradoxical. But the point is, the I guess the way to think about it is people writing these job descriptions are hiring managers or people in HR sometimes. And they are also people, they're humans. It's not like a robot is writing these job descriptions. They might be using ChatGPT or something, but they're also human and they're also lost. They also don't know what they want. So we actually have, you might remember this, Aman, but the same thing happened in 2012 when and 13 when data science was like the hottest thing and everybody wanted a data scientist. And then there were like tons of like open positions for data scientists with ridiculous job descriptions. Like everybody had to have a PhD and all the experience under the sun. And there were tons of candidates that wanted these to get into these positions, but the data scientist was the on average was open for like I think it was 45 days. Positions offered data scientists were open 45 days in the US on average, whereas the overall average in the US for tech positions was 40 days. So even though there was tons of open positions and tons of candidates, they were not getting filled. And I think we're seeing the same thing now where there's lots of like AI engineering positions. That's the hottest thing now. And there's lots of people who want to be AI engineers, but they're not getting filled. And that's because of that disconnect that there's so so much uncertainty about what is an AI engineer, what are the skills, what are the fundamental skills that you need to know, not just the hot terms in the industry. And so the candidates can't seem to be able to show that they are the candidate to select, and the job description, people writing job descriptions can't seem to write a proper job description. So you have this
Yeah,
demand and this
mismatch.
supply, but there's a mismatch, and it's really funny to see this happening like 12 years after it happened the first time.
And another thing I have noticed is whenever, since I see, when I talk to people in industry, there is a race of putting everything in the projects where it is not needed. So
Mm.
when LangChain was new, when LangFlow, LangSmith was new, let's put that everywhere. But that doesn't help. That doesn't help. You can do few things with very, very small machine learning model, or even you don't need ML. But what is happening is agentic AI is new. Let's put agentic AI everywhere. LangChain is new. Let's
Hmm.
put LangChain everywhere. So that way, what happens is lot of unnecessary noise, and the result on the ground is not what it should be.
Yeah, yeah, that's absolutely correct.
That's a problem.
Um,
So yeah,
Yeah, don't. The moral of the story is like just be confident in your skills and develop the skill set. And more importantly, like you need to, or very importantly, you need to stand out to recruiters. Like recruiters, there's huge demand for skilled people, whether it's in data science, machine learning, or AI. And if you're thinking like data science, for example, is outdated, that's a misconception because right now, even in 2025, data scientist is like the one of the top five. I think it's like number three profession that is in demand in terms of like AI and data related skills and professions. So whether there's a data science, machine learning engineer, AI engineer, data engineer, there's lots of different titles, lots of different professions. The the key thing you need to be able to do is you need to be able to show employers, whether it's before an interview or during an interview, that you are the one they need to hire. You stand out. They just need to see evidence that you can deliver the results that they need. They don't need all those boxes checked that you have 5 years of this experience and 3 years of that experience. At the end of the day, if you think about it, what do companies or hiring managers care about? They care about one thing and one thing only, which is the capacity to deliver the results that they need for their business. That's all. And if like imagine you're a hiring manager and you have two candidates. One candidate has all of the boxes checked on the job description that you wrote. That candidate checks all the boxes. And then you have the second candidate. You don't know if they check the boxes, but you have a crystal ball which is magically telling you, informing you that that candidate can deliver the results that you need. Which one are you going to choose? You're going to choose the second one, right?
Second one, yeah.
Second one, because the boxes that you put on the job description, that's your proxy. That's your guess that those are the things they need in order to be able to deliver the outcomes. But you're not sure because you don't know yourself. You
Yeah.
don't know yourself what's happening in this industry. So yeah, so the capacity to deliver results is what you need to demonstrate.
And I like that point, Kirill, where you said data science is not something which is outdated. The reason being, um, lot of new job titles are coming. So AI engineer is still something which is relevant to AI. I mean, new, but people know what it is. On the other
Yeah.
hand, if you see prompt engineer or many things on prompting side, many things on infra side of AI, many new job titles have come. But
Hmm.
if you don't understand how logistic regression works, or if you don't understand what is precision recall, right? You can't be a good
Hmm.
AI engineer. You can't be somebody who can be involved in deploying a production applications. So
Hmm. Hmm.
data science and basics of stats, basics of maths, machine learning, those are critical.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you. But we had a person recently who got an AI engineering job. When was this? This was 3 months ago, 3 or 4 months ago. Somebody, uh, like uh, people are getting jobs all the time. I interviewed a person that got a job 3 or 4 months ago as an AI engineer. And why it's relevant in this case is that person, um, they when they went for the interview, the company asked them the first things that they were asking them were about foundational skills, the ones that you mentioned. Like even though it was an AI engineering role, they wanted to know, okay, do you know how to do a regression? Do you know how to do classification? Do you know the difference? Do you know clustering algorithms? How would you approach segmenting our customers? How would you approach predicting sales or predicting number of items sold and things like that? So they wanted to know that the person has the foundational skills. And even though there's a lot of AI tools that you can use without knowing these things, and a lot of AI tools or like coding tools will write these things for you. Companies still, I agree with you that companies still want to hedge their bets, and the world's not really ready for they like AI engineers who don't know the basics of machine learning, because who's going to check their work? Who's going to verify that the things that they're creating are actually correct?
Yeah. And any new tools or anything like cursor or something that is helping to code or vibe coding, still not up to that level is a very high thing, but not up to the basic level as well in terms of how they are helpful, or if we can depend them and we can only focus on the deployment part and delivery part. No, we have to be there engaged in the basics of KPI creation, metric creation, seeing the models. If you go to very basic like p values, etc., somebody should look at that, understand that. You can't depend on tools for that.
For sure, for sure. Maybe in 5 years, maybe in 10 years, but not
Yeah,
right now.
not right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
So The industry changing very fast pace, and as we know, every few months something new comes. It looks interesting, it looks attractive to learn. In JD also, market also, people start writing that in, and it may happen that they will remove if it not get that much of attention down the line. But few things, like if you see the example of agentic AI, that has come and that is staying for some time. So at Super Data Science platform, what we do is we create anything which is relevant for a longer period of time. So we create those kind of courses. That is one area of what is there on the portal. But there are many other things on the portal as well. So Kirill, would you give us a quick walkthrough of, for the people who are watching this, if I enroll in Super Data Science portal, what are the things that I'm going to see, I'm going to get benefited?
Yeah, for sure. Let's dive in. So I'll give you a quick tour of SuperDataScience. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so this is me logged into SuperDataScience. So you can see we've got some events here right away. You've got this navigation bar on the left, which we can go through. And here you've got like, it's kind of like a feed, like just kind of like in Facebook, but imagine like Facebook or LinkedIn, but for your data science, machine learning, AI career, just the relevant stuff, exactly what you need. So here we've got people doing a collaborative project together that is run by us at Super Data Science, and then we put together a certain number of people, usually 4 or 5, maybe 6 people together to do a data science core to do a data science project together, and they build it out together over the course of a couple of weeks. And then somebody's like posting their introduction, somebody's just completed a course. So this is like a feed, but instead of like funny cat videos or things that are wasting your time, this is actually things that are helping you grow. So it's if you get addicted to this, this is a good addiction because it helps you grow. Here we've got some mentorship calls. So depending on your level of expertise, you might join a mentorship call with like a beginner mentor call, or intermediate or an advanced mentorship call, and things like that. Then people share like progress on their collaborative projects, cool videos. So for example, this is software in the era of AI. So you can see that this is a video that you do need to watch in order to understand how AI affects software and things like that. So there's our feed. There's different channels you can join. Interest channel. There's a channel for main data science discussions where you can learn about, like what people are talking about or what's going on in the world in data science AI and what your colleagues and peers are working on, things like that. There's some success stories where you can get inspired by what people have accomplished, what they have been able to build, like somebody's built a behavioral cloning project. You can read about that here and how they did it and get some, what challenges they overcame and things like that, get some examples of that. So quite lively community. And then obviously you get access to the courses, which is very powerful. So Aman, you mentioned AI engineering. So here we've got AI Engineer Essentials, AI Engineer Essentials Part 2. So we do release the most relevant course. I like how you phrased it, that there's a lot of noise of things, tools that come and go, but there's things that stay. And yes, indeed, we distill those down and we build out courses around those tools that do stay and that will be there for your future. And here there's, I think, yeah, 50 plus courses that we're constantly maintaining, making sure they're up to date and relevant and adding new ones. And in addition to courses, what I really like here we have is labs. So here we've got some lab recordings, but we run these live. So you can actually attend these labs live where you learn live from an instructor. So it could be one of those important things that's going to stay for the long term, or it could be some really cool tool that might not stay for the long term, but it's worth knowing because that's what's cool right now. Here, for example, recently, last week, we had a lab on building AI agents with OpenAI's agentic platform. As you can imagine, that's a very important skill to have. It's part of the AI engineering career path. And here we've got a video which is only accessible through SuperDataScience, so it's privately hosted, and It's on YouTube, but it's the link is private, and you can watch all of these replays. So if you were not able to attend the session live, you can watch the replay and follow along with the code and understand what how to build this solution. Um, there's a session on a global AI regulation, code agents with Hugging Face, small agents. Oh, that's a lab by you. There's a lab by Aman, building code. How did this lab go, by the way, Aman?
Yeah, yeah, it was good. It was interesting.
Yeah, interesting. What would you say about the labs? How long does it take you to prepare for one of these labs?
It takes I normally do coding plus some bit of theory, so
Yeah,
it takes some good amount of time. But again, the lab is very interesting, and people come with lot of, interest in this. Some of them come with computers and they do with me, so it's really
yeah,
fun.
yeah. That's awesome. So there we go. We have labs, and I already mentioned collaborative projects here, which we announce once a month, and you can jump in and be part of collaborative projects. So here we've got applications closed right now. That was 2 weeks ago, and then we open them up every at the start of every month. And you can jump in and be part of like a cool project. There are different complexity projects, and you can learn by doing. So those are important ways of hands-on practice. We mentioned the courses, collaborative projects and labs, the community already showed, um, and I guess there's lots of useful features, but I'll just point out two more. One is the mentorship session. So if we go to career paths info, then at the bottom here, so these are our career paths. Here you can see we've got different career paths, so you can join a career path and become a generative AI engineer or AI expert or ML expert and so on. So there's purple, blue, and red career paths, and these are the beginner ones, these are the intermediate, and these are the expert ones. And then depending on your career path, you might you might join a different mentorship program. So you might join um, a mentorship program with for beginners with Mario, an intermediate one with Linda, or an expert one with Zach. And then basically these are industry experts who will guide you, and these are group mentorship sessions, and these industry experts, they will guide you through your current situation, your career, answer questions about the industry, and help you understand what's going on, what's important to learn, what's not important to learn, things like that. So that is the career paths, and obviously there are other experts that join the platform all the time. So we've got JP here, we've got Aman, we've got Luca, we've got other experts constantly coming doing labs or potentially mentorship sessions or other kinds of live sessions where you can ask them questions. And the final thing I wanted to point out was we also have other events such as career boosters. So interview preparation session. Oh, you ran this one as well, right? So interview, how to prepare for interviews, right? How did that one go?
This one was set for a as a demo session for our SDS India testing, but I have run these
Uh-huh.
kind of sessions in past.
Uh-huh, uh-huh. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that's right. And we also have those interview, what's it called? Resume clinics, right?
Resume clinics,
Uh,
yeah.
resume clinics, yeah. So resume clinics are also available, and I don't think we have recordings of them because
Yeah, yeah, here we can see one. Resume clinic
where
number 6. Right hand side,
resume.
sixth one, second row, last one.
This one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we haven't been posting the recent resume clinics. We need to check that. But we run them every month. So every month we have a resume clinic where you can hop on and share your resume and understand what can be improved. So you just need to share these in advance, and then our experts will go through them and help you improve your resume so that it is the best version that you can possibly create. So there we go. Those are the main features of Super Data Science. As we discussed, the courses, collaborative projects and labs, the community, uh, industry experts that hang out in the community, and of course the resume review sessions. And plus, we had a quick look at the career paths as well.
Yeah, that was very, very interesting. Thanks, Kirill, for that. So,
No worries.
what I can see here is it solves a lot of problems for the people. In my experience of training and mentoring folks, I have seen people struggling with uh, they are not into a community so that they can learn what is going on. If somebody got a job, what they did differently. For example, I remember one lady from our SDS platform recently got an interview call from Google, and she was telling that she has done few things on LinkedIn which helped her to get a call from Google. So these kind of learnings are really critical, where some small tweaks in your LinkedIn approach and you get calls from FANG kind of companies. So that is big opportunity.
Mm, For sure, for sure. The demand is there. You just need to stand out. And if you don't mind, Aman, I'll just share this
Yeah, yeah,
framework. It might
yeah.
be useful to people.
Sure,
So
sure.
this is a framework that we encourage our students to follow, of how to get to the career that you want to be in. So you first identify the skills that you need for the job that you're like after. And there's two options. First option is you pick an industry and then you pick a company that you want to work in. Like if there's a company you want to work in, then go and look at what are they actually looking for? What kind of skills are they looking for? And you should have, as I mentioned earlier, the wisdom to separate the noise from that the actual skills that you should learn, and then focus on those. Or option two, if you don't really know a company that you want to work for, which is fine, just select a space that you're interested in. It could be machine learning, data science, AI, ML ops, whatever, and then find a sub branch inside that space and focus on those skills. So you do need to be a bit more specific than just learning everything. Then you learn the skills, and that could be like a course, YouTube videos, blog posts, podcasts, like research papers, uh, boot camps, programs, lots of ways to learn the skills. Then you need to do hands-on practice in addition to that. You can't just leave, you just check the box for learning the skills. You need to do hands-on practice. And some courses are good like that. They include some hands-on tutorials, but you need to go a step further. You need to find additional exercises, like find ideally a problem you're interested in and try to solve it. And that's why at SuperDataScience we provide live labs where you can code along with the instructor and learn that way. But even more importantly, things like collaborative projects or your own project where you find a problem and you build a solution for it. It might not be the most ideal solution, but in the process of building for a few weeks, like working on one problem for several weeks, you will learn a lot. And moreover, you can add it to your GitHub, add it to your portfolio, and make yourself visible, and make sure to share it on LinkedIn as well. Then make sure to have a place where you can ask questions, be part of like Q&As. And that is like in our version in SuperDataScience, it's a community, but it can be you asking on Reddit, you can be asking on Stack Overflow, on Quora, on LinkedIn. Just basically have access to some peers that you can network with and connect with and improve and grow together with. And finally, speaking of peers, join communities and give to these communities. So then you can also benefit in return as well. So that's how it works. You can't just join and expect to network without providing anything. The more you give, the more you will be seen as valuable to the community, and more people will want to connect with you. And that's a great way to open doors. And so you can assemble these like DIY, do this yourself, do it yourself way. You can find all of these components separately in separate platforms, which is totally fine. But if you want everything in one place, then Super Data Science provides all of these steps, provides resources for you in all of these steps, and it's just up to you then to go ahead and actually make use of them. And that's why we built Super Data Science to be like the one-stop shop for people who want to progress their career and be able to do all of these 5 steps and more in one place.
Absolutely. These steps are really, very nice. So starting from your skill identification all the way till networking, and I hear somebody saying very recently, in the future, it will not be job boards, it will just be the networks.
Yeah, yeah, potentially, yeah. Yeah, one day.
And another thing I have experienced is once you cross a certain experience level, for example, 15 plus years, then the positions are limited, and most of these are filled with people whom you trust. So it's not like open position floating in the market. So if I have worked with someone in the past, I like them, I like their work, I'll simply recommend and get them hired through the process. So
Hmm.
network is very, very critical here.
For sure. That
Yeah.
that's absolutely. It's so hard, like because I run a business and it's so hard to find talented, not just talented, but like hardworking people who genuinely want to do their best and do their best. It's really hard. So once you come across somebody like that, you better hang on to them. And so for sure, that's how you want to position yourself.
Yeah. So thanks for showing both the things, Kirill, the portal and the framework. So that was really nice and interesting. I'm sure people will get benefited from that.
For
What
sure.
what are your messages to the students who are, whether they join SDS, don't join SDS, they are into their job world or they're students. So what is your message in their, what do you want to say to them in their AI learning journey?
Good question. I would like to say that don't like be curious and be encouraged. Be um like keep going. Keep pushing ahead. And why I say this is because there are talks sometimes about, oh, AI will take over this job, AI will do all the coding. We don't need people who know coding, and we don't need people who can like data scientists, or we don't need AI engineers. Um, Claude and ChatGPT and Gemini will be able, and Copilot will be able to do all of this work. I don't believe in those things. I think that the more we go into this era of AI, the more companies and businesses will need skilled people. This is a very exciting time to be in this space because this transition doesn't happen overnight. You might be like if you're following the news, you might be really caught up in, oh, this is moving so fast and everything is changing so quickly and AI is getting so smart and it's going to be able to do things on its own. But really, the reason you feel that way is because you are among the 0.1% of the world's population, probably even 0.01% of the world's population that's up to date with these things. Most companies and most people are nowhere near this level of understanding that you are at. So they will need help. They will need help bridging that gap, and they will need help catching up and getting on this train. And that I'm talking about individuals, talking about professionals, and whole businesses. Like this is a time when businesses are going to be in this race to jump onto this AI ship. And it's not going to happen automatically. It's not, even if they're like out of the box solutions, somebody's going to need to install those out of the box solutions. Somebody's going to need to guide businesses. It's going to take at least 5 years, at least maybe 7, 10 years before half the businesses catch up. So you've got plenty of time. You're in this at the right time. And the fact that you're watching this episode and following Aman's channel, by the way, don't forget to hit subscribe and watch more of these episodes because that will definitely help your career. The fact that you're here means you're a curious person and you care about your career. Just keep pushing, keep going, and ignore don't give in to the stress and the feeling of overwhelm. You've got this, and you can make it happen.
Thanks for that, Kirill. Very interesting and very very nice thought. One last thing I want to ask. I would wanted to ask you personally as well. Book recommendations for AI and book recommendation in general.
Haha, okay. That's a good question. Okay, so give me a second. Let me think. Um, I haven't, to be honest, I haven't read I don't have a book recommendation on AI because I haven't recently read anything
Anything
like
on
that.
LLMs by JLMAT, the new one, or there are some large language
No,
model.
interestingly, I actually prefer to watch videos to get my updates on content and like on trends. I'm not one of those people that reads a book on like a technical book. Haven't done that in a while, so I'm gonna have to unfortunately decline that offer to share a book. But in terms of in general, like I love listening to books on Audible.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love both fiction and nonfiction. I guess a book that I would recommend is called Fierce Intimacy. Let me check the author. Terry Real. Oh, there, I remembered. Fierce Intimacy by Terry Real. And it's not even a book. It's more kind of like a series of like a class. It's like a 4 hour class that you can
Mm-hmm.
get through Audible, where he explains how to have interpersonal relationships. It's mostly with your loved one, with your partner. He talks about people always go through harmony, disharmony, and repair, those three phases in a relationship. And the only thing that you can get good at is repair. Some people fantasize that they can have a relationship and remove the disharmony. And he says, behavioral evolutionary science says that's impossible. You will always have disharmony. But the thing you can get good at is repairs. How do you get out of disharmony and go to this harmony state faster and with less damage to your relationship? How do you make your relationship grow over time? And beautiful book, amazing. It's really raw in terms of the things that he exposes about how we behave in relationships and how to work on those things and how to actually be an adult and not allow yourself to be like a child in your relationship. So yeah, if especially for those of you who are married or are dating or engaged in relationships, highly recommend that book. I think it's only on Audible, but double check that. It's called Fierce Intimacy by Terry Real.
Great. Yeah, I'll definitely check this. Okay. Any final thoughts, Kirill? It was wonderful talking to you before we close up.
Oh, thanks. Thanks, Aman. It was wonderful talking to you too. Final thoughts. I would love to see everybody who's watching this at SuperDataScience. He'll include a link in the description. So please check it out and join us. Try it for yourself. See how you feel. Make the most of it.
Sure. Thanks a lot for your time, Kirill.
Thanks, Aman. See you.
See
Bye,
you
everybody.
again. Bye.